Hey everybody, this is me, the Undead Viking, Lance Meister. Depending upon where you're watching this, you could be watching this on the Gray Fox Games YouTube channel. You could be watching it on my channel, Undead Viking Videos. It is a little bit of a commercial, which I'll do right now, but mostly this is going to be about what I've learned from going to Gen Con and what I can maybe give to you if you're thinking about attending Gen Con this year or next year or any actual convention in general. I think what I'm going to tell you about here is could be used. But anyway, at Gray Fox Games, we do have our two brand new games. We just literally got them into our warehouse last week, so they made it in time. That would be Clans of Midgard, a draft and write game of area control, which is really, really fun. And we also have a game called Reavers of Midgard, the card game, which is a game of heavy negotiation and like single worker placement action going on. Go check out those games. We'll have the deluxe versions of those at our booth 2811. And also we will have the reprint of the deluxe Last Light. So if you're looking for that, our hit from last year, we have more stuff coming for Last Light in the future. Come check us out. But that's the commercial. If you're here just to hear about what we've got available for you at our booth, that's over with. You can turn this off. But if you wanted my advice as far as going to Gen Con and what I've learned, what the mistakes I've made in the past, and the things I've learned, then this is going to be kind of story time here, if you're used to what I do. All right, so before I made this video, I was trying to remember the first time I went to Gen Con. I went to Gen Con with Joel Eddy, one of my longest and best friends in the board game hobby. And we actually shared a room for a couple of days with Marco Wargamer, Marco Arnaudo, also one of my good friends. We had a podcast together many, many, many years ago as well. Regardless to all of that, I mean, it's got to be at least 10 years in a row now that I've gone to Gen Con. And maybe I should have kept track of that or whatever. But I've seen Gen Con grow and grow and grow and grow. I often tell the story of the fact that when Joel and I decided we were going to go to Gen Con the first time ever, we decided like a month before, and there were rooms available at the Omni Severin, which is a hotel that is right next to the where the convention is held, which is insane. That would never happen again. If you go to Gen Con, or if you thought about going to Gen Con, you know that hotel rooms are at a premium when you go. So, and then I also remember when we were leaving, we would always book the room for next year. And they'd be like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And they would willingly do that, and they're happy to take our money and book a room for the next year. Now they won't do that anymore either, because of just the limited availability of the hotels. But so that's giving you kind of an idea of how long ago it was. So, decade or so of attending Gen Cons. And these are like, this isn't going to be my opinions of like, how do you make sure you have the most fun, or how do you make sure that you get all your events you want to do, any of those things. I mean, truth be told, I've never really been an event guy at Gen Con. My wife and I have done a couple of events. So when she came with me, I've definitely done the True Dungeon a couple of times. But other than that, I have never really signed up to go play a game or test something out. I mean, I've definitely gone to like certain things. Like I remember when Asmodee used to hold a playtesting group. We used to go to, there was a restaurant that was close by that they had an open playtesting area, and we got tickets to that. But I mean, I now after I stopped being a full-time, I was never a full-time video guy. The YouTube channel was never my full-time gig. But when I stopped working at US Bank and was working for TMG to start with, I did my channel kind of more than I did before, because I had some more free time then. But mostly after I started working for a company that publishes board games, I have been going to conventions with the purpose of working. So some of this might not be completely relatable as far as that's concerned. Now, that's a lot of preamble to what are like, and I have five of them on my little sheet of paper here, but this isn't like scripted out by any means. But number one, the biggest one I always tell people as far as attending Gen Con or any convention for that matter is make a plan. Uh, you have a very limited number of days. Now, I know when you drive in or you fly in and you get set up at your hotel and the world is your oyster, you just got the next 4 or 5 days are going to be constantly playing games or checking stuff out in the dealer hall, and you're excited to do that. You think you're going to be there forever, but Sunday is going to come before you know it, and it's going to be like noon or 2 o'clock on Saturday or Sunday, and you are going to be saying, "Oh my gosh, I didn't go and check out this. I didn't go over to the Lucas Oil Stadium and see what was over there. I didn't go and get my whatever special mug or whatever that one restaurant sells for Gen." You say, "Oh my gosh, I didn't do that thing," and now you run out of time. So make a plan. If you are interested in checking out new releases, there's a fabulous preview for the board games located at boardgamegeek.com. Maybe I'll put the links down below. You can check those out. Also, there's a gentleman, I can't remember his name, but I'll find it and I'll put the link. If role-playing games are your thing, that makes a fantastic list on Role-Playing Geek. RPGgeek.com makes a fantastic list of releases that are coming at Gen Con this year. And so you can check that out. So if you like, I do that every year. I've got a list of like 14 booths I want to go check out and check out the items that they have for sale there to see if it's something that I want to do. And I will go to those booths. I'll make it a point to, like, when I have a break at the booth at Gray Fox, I will go to those things, I'll check it out, and I'll see if I want to spend some money there. And some of them, and I rank them as far as like, this is a must, this is a must. If I get time, I'll do this. If I get time, I'll go check that out, that kind of thing. I also think going along with making a plan, if you can, and this is a big if you can kind of thing. One of the things I really miss about having not having a booth that I have to sit at. One of the things that I really miss is the fact that I always had this option to wander before. And I kind of feel bad that I never really took advantage of it before. But I do remember 3 years ago, I was actually without a job, and I was at Gen Con kind of looking for a job. That's how I ended up with Gray Fox. My daughter and I at that time, she was 14, and she comes with me every year now too. I mean, like she's gonna come and work the booth here, and which is awesome. And I'll talk about a little bit about that here in a little bit. But when we would go, like, we were able to just get up whenever we wanted to, and we were able to just go to the exhibitor hall. We were able to go to Lucas Oil Stadium. We just wandered around, and I just kind of let her, "Oh, this looks cool. I want to go check that out. Cool. Let's go check that out. That looks cool. Let's go look at that. Cool. Here, look in this book. See if there's anything in the actual Gen Con book that you get, right? That nobody ever really looks through. See if there's something in there you want to check out." We do. And we would go and do that. So it was one of the things I missed that a little bit. So if you can find a few hours, and I mean, admittedly, like if you just wanted to wander the exhibitor hall, I mean, it would take forever, right? But if you could find, like, if you could say on Saturday, we're just going to wander through the exhibitor hall and we're just going to walk up and down the rows and check things out. That's something you could do. That's something you could pull off if you wanted to. So, I advise you to do that. You'll find something. You'll find something cool that you didn't know existed, and that's always cool. But anyway, yes, make a plan and find time to wander. Let's kind of go against each other a little bit, but you know where I'm going. All right. Number two. This is one that I didn't learn until I took my daughter the first time ever to Gen Con, which I think she was 12, or she had just turned 12. Her birthday's in July, so it like happens and we go. Um, Sleep, and that sounds silly, but remember to sleep. I remember the first few years I went, I was like, we're staying up. Me and Joel were staying up till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, playing games, talking to people, doing whatever, and then going back to our hotel room, crashing for about maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep, then getting up and doing it again. That is a non-sustainable way of doing things. And you will wear down your immune system, you will wear down your body, you will just wear yourself down in general. Um, Remember, the exhibit hall doesn't open until 10. There's nothing you need to get up for before 9 o'clock. Stay up till midnight, stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning. Feel free, but then go to bed. I know you'll like run into somebody you'll know, and they'll be like, "Hey, how's it going?" And you'll be like, "Hey, how you doing?" And you'll start talking, and before you know it, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and you all of a sudden are like, "Oh my gosh, there's a thing that I wanted to go check out at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and now I'm going to be able to get like 4 hours of sleep, and I'm wired, I'm full of caffeine, and so just sleep. First time this actually happened for me was because of my daughter, because she was 12. It was like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and she was tired and she wanted to go to bed. And so then we went to bed. And I found myself, after getting a good solid 8 hours of sleep, I get up in the morning, I'd be refreshed. I had time for a shower. I had time to grab an egg sandwich, and I was ready to go. And I was feeling good. And the rest of the day went over really well. And I didn't feel like I was running out of gas, in the middle of the afternoon. So just find some time to allow yourself to get some sleep. Uh, Another big thing is hydrate. Everybody's got a water bottle at this time. If not, go buy one. Fill it with water at the hotel before you leave. Ice, like fill it mostly with ice and then fill it with water because the ice will melt as the day goes by. And just keep it with you. And just remember to drink water. And what this does is prevents you from drinking a bunch of sodas and things like that that are actually gonna. And I realize I kind of sound like a dad here saying, don't gotta make sure you drink water, but staying hydrated will energize you as well. And it's always a good idea that and just like I said, not have to have a energy drink or not having to have a soda when you're thirsty is great. And being able to just have your own water and drink some is highly recommended. And take advantage of that. And plus, then also you don't have to worry about, I'm thirsty. Where can I go? I gotta go and grab a soda somewhere or whatever. No, no, no. Just you got your water bottle. Now make sure you don't lose it. I know, like as you're carrying it, you'll like put it down somewhere as you want to check out a game, and then you walk away because you forget about it. Then you race back to see if it's still there. So make sure you keep an eye on it, but have a water bottle with you and stay hydrated. This one kind of goes hand in hand, and a lot of these now are all about staying healthy while you're there. And I realize that's boring and not like, oh, you got to make sure you check this out at Gen Con. No, I don't know what you like. I don't know what you want to check out. I don't want to know what games you're interested in. That has nothing to do with this. Do your research, find that stuff. But this is about staying healthy while you're there. Remember, you're going to be around tens of thousands of strangers. You don't know what they're bringing in. You don't know what you're bringing in. So stay healthy. But go out and buy a couple bags of those vitamin C drops. You can find them everywhere. They're just a little lozenge, and you're gonna first of all, you're gonna be talking so much. You're talking way more than you normally do, and you're gonna be talking louder than you normally do. Because you're gonna be surrounded by like this din of people always making noise. You're gonna feel like you got to raise your voice and talk a little louder. Your voice is going to get worn out. Having a lozenge, having something, just even if it was just a mint, that's fine. But vitamin C, I don't know. I mean, depending upon who you speak to, having tons and tons of vitamin C in your system, you're probably just going to, it's probably just going to go straight through your system, right? But Joel Eddy used to swear like having emergency tablets and having those every single day. And that guy never got sick at a convention. Now, I don't know, it could be that like it's just a mental thing and like you're just like a placebo effect kind of thing where you don't feel like you're gonna get sick, so you don't get sick. But I know that ever since I started doing that, like having those vitamin C tablets and just having them and like chewing on them and sucking on them throughout the day, like I've definitely had way less con crud, which is a real thing, mind you. I've definitely had way less con crud when I get home from the convention. And I strongly suggest just having those available, just to give yourself the mental break. Um, and the fifth one here kind of ties in with all the like the preceding two or three is do whatever it is you feel you need to do to be healthy. If that means wearing a mask because you're gonna be around a bunch of people, wear a mask. If that means having those vitamin C tablets, have those vitamin C tablets. If that means that you're going to carry hand sanitizer around everywhere you go and making sure that you're using that after every single time you touch or whatever, do it. Do what you feel you need to do to keep yourself healthy and keep yourself safe, because that's really, really important. I make sure that I wash my hands constantly. I'm always washing my hands. I'm heading to the restroom, washing my hands. Every time I'm in the restroom, I wash my hands thoroughly whenever I'm in, and I use hand sanitizer liberally, constantly. Because I'm going to be working a booth, I'm going to be handling money, I'm going to be talking to people, I'm going to be shaking hands, I'm going to be meeting people. And it's one of those things where it's just like it gives me the presence of mind, because you grab something, somebody hands you their money, they take it out of their wallet with their hands, you don't know where they've been. You take that money, you give them change, you're shaking hands, thank you very much. And then you get done and you go like this, and you're just taking all of that gunk that person just gave you, not willingly, right? I mean, it's life, right? And you just put it in your mouth, in your face, in your nose, and you're just putting all that bacteria inside your body. So I am a big believer in just keeping yourself like sterilized as much as possible. And and if that works for you, that works for you. But do whatever you feel is necessary to keep yourself safe and to keep yourself healthy. Because like I said, con crud is a real thing. And it's like it's like you come home and you just feel sick because you have had thousands of people's bacteria and infections try to like invade your body, and eventually one of them wins. So to avoid that, do as much as you can to avoid that. So yeah, there you go. That's my advice. Go check out, if you go into Gen Con this year, stop by the Gray Fox Games booth 2811. You can say hello to me if you want to, for whatever reason. I hope I see some of you there. I hope some of you stop by. I'm looking forward to going. I look forward to going mostly because I go with my daughter. I get to spend some one-on-one time with her, and it's something I look forward to every year. I'm going to be sad when she doesn't come with me one day. But yeah, just take care of yourself, be good to yourself, and just if I see you here in a few days, great. If not, I'll be back with another video soon enough. All right, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.